Vantage Sportsnet presents Yard Goats Baseball. Live from Dunkin' Donuts Park in downtown Hartford, the Hartford Yard Goats host the Baltimore Orioles affiliate, the Bowie Bay Sox.
Here's the pitch. Swung out in a high drive, blasted it deep right. McVaney back to the track, at the wall, it's gone! Dylan Thomas with a walk-off, two-run home run here in the ninth inning. Yard Goats a winner here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Dylan Thomas sends one out of the ballpark, out into the Hartford night, and the pylon at home plate. Here comes the ice water shower. Oh, wow, what a night here in Hartford. He swings and drives one deep towards left. Crawford back, at the track, at the wall. It's gone! Brendan Rodgers wins it with a walk-off home run here in the bottom half of the 13th inning. The Yard Goats win it 7-6 as the Rockies' top prospect, Rodgers, comes through. Swung out in a high drive, blasted the gap in right center field. Beyonce back to the track, he's back towards the wall. It's gone! Ashley Grader hits a grand slam here in the third inning, and he puts the Yard Goats up. Swung out a drive, hit towards deep left center field. Sandberg back to the track, back towards the wall, and it's gone! Drew Weeks with a two-run home run here in the first inning to give the Yard Goats a 2-0 lead. Sets. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Boyle strikes out Zaner, and the Yard Goats win it. Omar Carrizales starts the game and the homestand with a solo home run and puts Hartford on top 1-0 here in the first inning. Way to start with a bang, Omar Carrizales. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, line towards center field. That's going to get in there for a hit and win the game. Jan Vasquez will score, and the Rockets win a wild one, 6-5 at New Britain Stadium. The Trenton Thunder last week had Alex Rodriguez in their lineup. No A-Rod tonight, but we got baseball for you on CPTV Sports. It's the Rockets and the Trenton Thunder next on CPTV Sports. From New Britain Stadium, CPTV Sports presents Rockets Baseball. Tonight, the Rockets take on the New York Yankees affiliate, the Trenton Thunder. And good evening, everybody. With Dan Lovallo, Jeff Dooley with you. It's great to have you along. The Thunder, a team in the playoff race right now, and they're managed by a seventh-year skipper in Tony Franklin, a guy that knows how to win at the Eastern League level. It's a hot one tonight in New Britain. Temperatures reaching 100 degrees. The Rockets will try and beat the heat and take down the top team in the Eastern League. Live from New Britain Stadium, CPTV Sports presents Rockets Baseball. The Rockets take on the Binghamton Nets. That's impressive that Blake Martin get through this inning, Dan, because the Rockets trying to hold a 2-0 lead.
Well, Jeff, we saw B.J. Hermson do it in the sixth.
And hello, everybody. With Dan Lovallo, Jeff Dooley with you. Neither the Rockets or the Fightin' Phils going to the postseason this year, but for many on both clubs, something to play for this weekend. Some guys fighting for a spot on a team next year. Others maybe get a September call-up. Others just seeing where they sit inside their organization. Tune in to CPTV Sports every Thursday night at 7 for Game Time, hosted by Joe Zone and John Holt, featuring interviews with coaches and players and sports writers from across the state and comprehensive analysis on the Connecticut sports scene. It's Game Time on CPTV Sports, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eddie Rosario swings, drives one deep towards right. Back Puello looking up, and she's gone! A home run by Eddie Rosario. Out into the New Britain night, and he stakes the Cats to a 1-0 lead here in the fourth inning. And we're set to get going. Pedro Hernandez working with the Minnesota native Kyle Knutson, who does the catching behind the plate. And a first look at Mason Williams, who actually has terrific genes. His dad played in the NFL. Dan, he was a wide receiver for the New England Patriots back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's right. He played between 1985 and 87 with the Pats.
First one from Hernandez is outside for a ball, and we are underway from the Hardware City, as it's called, New Britain, Connecticut.
Jeff Hernandez will be on an approximate pitch count tonight as he works his way back.
There's a strike across, and the count 1-1 strike. He does not throw particularly hard, but he's one of that crafty lefty guy you hear about, and certainly someone that has opened some eyes with the Twins organization.
Yeah, one of those sneaky, fast left-handers who tops out at 89.
Williams swings and shoots one towards left. Ortiz heading back. Daniel is there, and he makes the catch as he tucks it away for the first out of the first inning.
You know, the Rockets have a chance to make a statement in this series, by the way. They come in on the fringes of making the playoffs. They're 6.5 games out, but they have a chance if they can make some noise against the team they're chasing, Trenton.
Kenny Ortiz has been a steady left fielder for the Rockets all season. He's played some center field and played right field as well. And look at Tony Franklin, his 7th season as the skipper. A couple of years ago, he got a chance to go to New York with the Yankees after a tremendous season as Ron Flores, the number 12 prospect in the Yankees organization, looks at a strike from Hernandez. Rockets looking for back-to-back victories. New Britain won at Binghamton, stopping a 4-game losing streak last night.
Rockets have 15 games remaining in the season, and Hernandez is on the roster. This is not a rehab assignment for the lefty. He's on the roster.
He did pitch well working in the Gulf Coast League against some of the rookies for the Rays on Wednesday. There's a ground ball chopped to second. Rosario fields, turns and throws, and Flores is gone. Route number 2. Looking back at that Wednesday outing, 4 innings. He permitted just 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. 46 pitches, 31 fastballs, 27 of them going for strikes, and 12 of 14 first pitch strikes. And Dan, you knew very well that's so important to Twins organization.
Well, they preach first pitch strikes, and it's one of the reasons they've drafted pitchers out of Kentucky, including Andrew Albers, because they preach that first pitch strike.
Sanchez stands in. He looks at a first pitch strike. Fastball at 90 from the lefty, and it's 0-1. Ronaldo Rodriguez at first base, Eddie Rosario the second baseman. Left side has Danny Santana at shortstop, and big prospect Miguel Sano at his normal spot at third.
There's one of the Yankees' big prospects, Gary Sanchez, who, Jeff, down in the Florida State League for Tampa, hit 13 homers and had 61 runs batted in.
Swings and chops a foul at home plate. To the count, no balls, 2 strikes, and the Yankees looking to improve on some of the catching depth in the minors.
Well, ever since they lost Jorge Posada to retirement and they didn't re-sign Russell Martin, they've attempted to fill that void. They believe that's a position where they have depth at the catching spot.
0-2 pitch is swung on. That's hit towards center field. Perez on the go. Still going back, still going back. It's going to scrape the wall. Heading for 2 is Sanchez. Here comes the throw. It'll arrive late and sliding in. Here is Sanchez with a wall ball double. Ball just kept carrying and carrying away from Jordan Perez, who tried to put on the afterburners, but could never catch up to it.
And Sanchez, by the way, showing some power to the opposite field. As we watch the replay, he's not pulling that baseball, going the other way and giving it a ride.
Kyle Roller is the cleanup hitter for Tony Franklin's club. 253 average, 14 homers, and 58 runs batted in. As he stands in from that left side, a lefty-lefty matchup. Hernandez from Venezuela, just 24 years old with a ton of promise. He actually made it to the big leagues with the White Sox last year, and as he talked about, pitched some games in Minnesota this season. A breaking pitch in for a strike, and he gets ahead 0-1.
Well, it's the usual, as Stu Clyburn, the Rockets pitching coach, said, being able to throw that fastball inside to a left-handed batter with some effectiveness.
Big shot here to the cleanup lefty at the plate. The next one is a little bit inside a changeup that time, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And one of his attributes is changing speeds well, and he has to pitch that way because, as we said, he tops his fastball out at about 89 miles an hour.
Recorded 3 wins this season with the Minnesota Twins. It's 1-1. It's hit towards center. Perez heading back, still going back over the track, and he's up for to get it. He smashes into the wall, but he makes the catch. Jordan Perez with a nice running grab up against the green hitter's eye. Roller gives it a ride, but he's out to finish off the inning. Nothing across, 1 man left at second base, and Jordan Perez sent all the way back to the fence to make that grab. We played 1/2 inning in New Britain. It's Trenton 0. And the Rockets coming up. You're watching Rockets baseball. Here's Rockets shortstop Danny Santana, prospect that has got people talking this season. He's hit above 300 since the break. Overall, his average at 292, and he is the switch-hitting shortstop that begins against the 22-year-old Brian Mitchell. Mitchell's first pitch, inside low for a ball. Santana at the top of that lineup, and it's filled with Twins prospects. There you go, the second baseman, Eddie Rosario. Evan Bigley at AAA time. The number 1 prospect, Miguel Sano. And rounding out that lineup, Kyle Knutson. This one inside, and the count 2-0 now as Santana gets ahead of Mitchell.
It's kind of funny how they used to have
Santana's a guy that has really impressed a lot of scouts this season watching the Rockettes, and they cover them daily here in the Hardware City. Curveball missing high in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
And Jeff, there is Brian Mitchell making his Double-A debut tonight for the New York Yankees Double-A affiliate. Doesn't throw hard, but he has a very good curveball.
Leo's in for a strike, and the count will go to 3-1. Look at Mitchell's numbers. We're at 11, 5.11 earned run average with the Tampa Yankees down in the Florida State League. 3-1 to Santana is a bit inside ball 4, so Danny Santana works the walk.